series on group theory. Myself Sudhakar. In the previous lecture, we discussed about necessary and sufficient condition for a subgroup. In this lecture, we shall understand few important theorems on subgroup. So you remember one thing, whenever if you want to prove a non-empty subset to be a subgroup, it must satisfy a condition. What is that condition? For all a comma b belongs to H implies A star b inverse belongs to H. So sometimes we write without star. If you write without star means for all a comma b belongs to H implies AB inverse belongs to H. So this condition is important to prove for a non-empty subset to become a subgroup of the group. Let us consider H and K be any two subsets of a group G star. Then their product, that is product of H and K, that is denoted by HK, is a subset of G, and it is defined as HK is the set of all elements of the form H into K, where H belongs to H and K belongs to K. For example, let us consider, let G be the fourth roots of unity, that means -1, 1, minus I. And we know that it is a finite abelian group under multiplication. Okay, let H is equal to, we shall consider -1 and 1, and K is equal to -I and I. You can consider any two subsets of G. Then what is the product of H and K? That is denoted by HK. That means we have to consider an element of H and you should multiply that element with elements of K. -1 into -I, -1 into I, -I, 1 into -I, I have here, 1 into I. Therefore, HK contains I and -I. This is the product. Similarly, if you consider any other two subsets, you multiply the elements accordingly. Okay, next. If H is a subset of group G star, then the set H inverse is defined as H inverse is equal to set of all elements of the form H inverse. That means this is inverse of H, where H belongs to H. Or we can say H inverse is the set of all inverses of the elements of H. Again, we shall consider an example. Again, I take fourth roots of unity, -1, 1, minus I. Again, we know that this is a group under multiplication. Let H is equal to -1 and 1. Then what is H inverse? H inverse means it is the set of all inverses of elements of H. So what is the inverse of -1? Inverse of -1 is -1 itself. And what is the inverse of 1? Inverse of 1 is 1. Therefore, this is the set H inverse. Therefore, H inverse is nothing but it is the set of all inverses of the elements of H. Okay, now let us consider the first theorem. If H and K are any two subsets of a group G, then HK all inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. This is like a reversal law which we studied earlier. A star B all inverse is equal to B inverse star A inverse. Okay, let us prove. So observe carefully what is given in the statement. H and K are any two subsets of a group G. Any two subsets. So in the statement we don't have subgroup. So H and K are any two subsets of a group G. So what is our aim? We have to prove that HK all inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. HK all inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. Just now we understood what is the set HK. So HK all inverse is a set. K inverse into H inverse is also a set. We have to prove these two sets are equal. So when we say two sets are equal, A is equal to B. Set A is equal to set B if and only if A is subset of B and B is subset of A. Therefore, we have to prove HK whole inverse is subset of K inverse H inverse and K inverse H inverse is subset of HK whole inverse. Therefore, these two cases we have to consider. Okay, we shall consider the first case, that is to prove that HK whole inverse is subset of K inverse H inverse. Okay, first you understand what is the set HK whole inverse. We know that what is HK, the product of two subsets. HK whole inverse is the set of all small letters HK whole inverse, where H belongs to H and K belongs to K. So capital letters denotes the set and small letters denotes the elements of that set. So this is HK whole inverse. And what is K inverse H inverse? It is the set of all elements of the form K inverse H inverse, where K inverse belongs to K inverse and H inverse belongs to H inverse. Now our aim is to prove HK whole inverse subset of K inverse H inverse. That means I have to take an element in HK whole inverse, that is an arbitrary element, and we have to show that that element belongs to K inverse H inverse. Okay, let us consider, let X be an element, arbitrary element in HK whole inverse. So what is our aim? We have to show X belongs to K inverse H inverse. Okay, let us prove that. So if X is an element in HK whole inverse, what is the set HK whole inverse? It is of the form like this. So X must be of the form HK whole inverse, where H belongs to H and K belongs to K. Now you observe carefully, HK whole inverse. So these H and K are small letters. So now we shall use reversal law. What is AB whole inverse or A star B whole inverse? B inverse star A inverse. Therefore X is equal to, we get K inverse into H inverse. This is using reversal law. Now K inverse H inverse, it is an element. K inverse H inverse, it is an element in K inverse H inverse. Therefore clearly X belongs to K inverse H inverse. Therefore we have proved, we have taken an element in HK whole inverse and we have showed that element belongs to K inverse H inverse. Therefore we conclude that HK whole inverse is subset of K inverse H inverse. We shall take this as 1. Next, we shall prove that K inverse H inverse is subset of HK whole inverse. Again, what is the set K inverse H inverse? It is the set of all elements of the form K inverse H inverse, where K inverse belongs to K inverse and H inverse belongs to H inverse. Similarly, HK whole inverse, it is the set of all elements of the form HK whole inverse, where H belongs to H and K belongs to K. Again, take an arbitrary element in K inverse H inverse and show that it belongs to HK whole inverse. Okay, we shall take, let Y belongs to K inverse H inverse be an arbitrary element in K inverse H inverse. Now, if Y is an element in K inverse H inverse, it must be of the form like this, K inverse H inverse. Therefore, Y is equal to K inverse H inverse, where K inverse belongs to K inverse and H inverse belongs to H inverse. Again, we shall use the reversal law. What is reversal law? A star B, or without star means AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. If you come across B inverse A inverse, that can be written as AB whole inverse. Therefore, K inverse H inverse can be written as HK whole inverse. Therefore, Y is equal to HK whole inverse. We can write this one using reversal law. Therefore, you can observe HK whole inverse, it is an element. HK whole inverse, it is an element in HK whole inverse. Therefore, Y belongs to HK whole inverse. Therefore, we have taken Y belongs to K inverse H inverse. It is an element in K inverse H inverse. And we have showed that this element belongs to HK whole inverse. Therefore, K inverse H inverse is a subset of HK whole inverse. We shall take this as 2. Therefore, from 1 and 2, we have proved that HK whole inverse is subset of K inverse H inverse, and from 2 we have proved that K inverse H inverse subset of HK whole inverse. Therefore, from 1 and 2, HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. This completes the proof. Next, we shall consider theorem 2. If H is a subgroup of a group G, then H inverse is equal to H. So understand carefully the statement. H is a subgroup of G. Okay, we shall prove this one. We shall write given. What is given? H is a subgroup of G. And what is our aim? We have to prove that H inverse is equal to H. So H inverse is equal to H means these two are sets. When we say two sets are equal, when both are subsets of each other. Okay, that means we have to prove that H inverse is subset of H and H is subset of H inverse. Okay, before that we shall consider an example. Let G be a fourth roots of unity, that is minus 1, 1, minus I, and we know that this is a group under multiplication. Let us consider a subgroup of G. Okay, that is minus 1 and 1. We know that H is a subgroup of G. Then what is H inverse? H inverse is equal to inverses of the elements of H. What is inverse of minus 1? Minus 1. Inverse of 1 is 1. Okay, observe carefully the elements of H inverse and the elements of H. Clearly we can say H is equal to H inverse. Okay, now we shall prove the first case. That means I have to prove H inverse is subset of H. H inverse subset of H means all the elements of H inverse must be in H. Observe carefully here. All the elements of H inverse, that is minus 1 and 1, are in H. Therefore, we shall directly write like this. Since H is a subgroup of G, we know that H is a subgroup of G. It contains inverses of all its elements. That means it contains all the inverse elements. Therefore, we say that H inverse is subset of H, and I take this as 1. Okay, now we shall prove H is subset of H inverse. For that, we shall consider an element in H. Okay, what we are proving? Oh, H is subset of H inverse. For that, we are taking an element in H. Since H is a subgroup, H inverse belongs to H. Now, where we have its inverse? Inverse of H inverse belongs to H inverse because H inverse contains inverses of the elements of H. Therefore, H inverse whole inverse belongs to H inverse. But what is H inverse whole inverse? We have studied a property A inverse whole inverse is equal to A. Therefore, H inverse whole inverse is nothing but H belongs to H inverse. Therefore, we had taken an element in H and we had showed that that element belongs to H inverse. Therefore, H is subset of H inverse. Therefore, we shall take this as 2. So, from 1 and 2, we got H inverse is equal to H. Okay, note that converse of the theorem 2 is not always true. What is theorem 2? If H is a subgroup of G, then H inverse is equal to H. What is the converse? If H inverse is equal to H, then H is a subgroup of G. This is the converse of theorem 2. But what we are saying here, converse of the theorem 2 is not always true. That means if H inverse is equal to H, then H need not be a subgroup of G. How can we say that? For example, let G is equal to minus 1 and 1. That means square roots of unity. Be a group under multiplication. And H is equal to, we shall consider a subset of G, that is equal to minus 1. Then what is H inverse? Inverse of minus 1 is minus 1. Therefore, H inverse contains minus 1. And observe carefully, H inverse is equal to H. But H is not a subgroup of G. H is not a subgroup of, because H doesn't contain the identity element, that is 1. Clearly, H is not a subgroup. Therefore, if H inverse is equal to H, then H need not be a subgroup of G.